So every few days, someone drops me the inbox and says, Faddy, I'm taking this, this, and this, and I want to cut. I'm taking this, this, and this. I want to get lean. I want to get shredded. I want to compete. And when I look at the cycles, I cringe and I'm thinking, I know you got that from Google. Why are you telling me this? If you're already following that program, then follow it, okay? Or you could just hire me as your coach. But right now, we're not selling any products. I just want to give you some free advice. As I always do, and I have been doing this challenge, so you should subscribe. If you ain't subscribed up to now, what are you guys waiting for? Please hit the subscribe button. Moving forward, we're going to talk about the best cycle to get ripped. Now remember guys, if you follow me, I always err on the side of caution. So this is going to be not only the best cycle to get ripped, this is also the safest cycle to get ripped. Now, as always, people want to get ripped will think you need to take fast acting. With me, I don't believe into that bullshit, because here's the thing. If you're taking fast acting and you think I'll take propionate rather than enanthate, the testosterone, sorry about that. So most people will take test propionate 12 weeks out, thinking it's going to be in and out their system, less water retention, less side effects, less whatever. Absolute bullshit. And for those people who take propionate, no, it's exactly the same amount, because all you're doing, you're taking it that frequently, you might as well be taking test and enanthate, which I'm going to say what? The first baseline thing you should be taking is test and enanthate. Now, I'm not going to give you any amounts in this video, because you guys need to work that out yourself, or you need to hire a coach and get him to work that out, or you can hire me, because everybody's different and this all works alongside your diet. So I imagine I'm giving you this cycle and I'm thinking or knowing that your diet is perfect. So first baseline, test and enanthate, not propionate. The other thing that we want to be taking with this, and I know this is a big cycle for everyone, especially the young lads out there at the minute, Trenbolone, test and trend, the anabolic duo. Okay, here's the thing when it comes to Trenbolone. It's absolutely garbage. It will kill you. Does it work? 100%. Are there side effects? 100%. So for me, if the side effects are up there and the usage and what it does is up there, it's a no-no for me. Now, what is as good as Trenbolone? Mastron. How good is it? I would say if Trenbolone is a 10 out of 10, I would say Mastron is a 9 or 8.59 out of 10. But here is where it wins. The side effects are a 1 or a 2, depending on how much you take. So again, I'm not going to tell you how much you take. So those are the main 2 compounds you want to be stacking together, test and Mastron. And yes, you can carry those 2 things all the way to your show. Don't do none of this. I'm going to cut it out last couple of days to make sure water retention is down and all this. Absolute garbage. Those guys never get in shape. When you start doing hocus pocus, magical potions at the last week, 1 week out, 3 days out, 2 days out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to add this, they never get in shape. Stay in shape, ride it in all the way to the show. Moving on. How do we combat some estrogen side effects? Now, if the Mastron hasn't taken care of the dosage or the high dosage you're going to be taking of the test and enanthate, then you should be taking, and you should be taking this anyway, not then, but you should be taking Proviron anyway. Proviron will make sure that your libido is high, your libido is high, your mood is good, everything's bang on. And also one other thing as well. When you take Trenbolone, if you were to take Trenbolone, remember the cardio at the end needs to be really high, or at least 12 weeks high, the cardio needs to be high. One thing that Trenbolone causes the most is cardiovascular crash, or whatever. I was going to try and say something technical then. I lost the train of thought. Okay, so it messes with your cardiovascular system. So basically, when you're doing cardio, your heart is having to work even harder. Now, the theory is behind it, the heart's working harder, I'm going to get more ripped. It's not worth it, guys. Take Mastron. Don't mess up your heart function for the sake of a little bit more pounds of fat off you easier, when you can just do exactly the same with a little bit more cardio by taking Mastron. Now, Proviron is going to counteract any side effect, estrogenic side effect you're going to be getting from the testosterone enanthate if the Mastron already hasn't taken care of it. So again, not going to get into the dosage side, but Proviron is a must. In any cycle, you need to take Proviron. And then this is the one that gels everything together, and that's Anavar. It's a very safe oral. You guys have mentioned me a talk about Anavar when it comes to TRT as well. It's a very, very safe oral that you can take for a long period of time. Again, I'm not going to get into the dosages of it. But if you stack those 3 main compounds and then add it with Proviron as well as an anti-estrogen and great for libido and health and well-being, you add all those 4 things together, there is nothing else you will need to compete to turn pro. I will go out and say that there's nothing else you need. I've seen guys turn pro on that. I know the best I was when I was on these 4 compounds stacked together. Now, yes, I know, put my hand up, I ain't no pro bodybuilder, but I'll tell you something. If you are good on these 4 steroids in the right amount and the right diet and the right training, you can at least obtain an IFBB Pro card in Classic Physique or the men's board show. What's it called? Men's Physique. I think it's called Men's Physique. Now, I've not done that bodybuilding that long. I don't even know what it's called. If then you keep winning every single show and the only thing you need more is then size, then obviously you can hire a coach and look at other avenues. But I feel until you turn pro, or at least you get very close to turning pro, you should not touch Trenbolone. You should not touch growth hormone. You should not touch any fat burners. You do not need anything else. These are the 4 compounds that will get you in shredded condition. I am going to put a picture over here, actually. I think I can find one. Of how lean I got by taking these 4 compounds. Yes, I was doing cardio, and yes, my diet was on point. Well, as on point as it can be for me. If you follow me, you know I'm not the best person to, I'm not very strict with this kind of stuff because I like to play about with stuff. I like to kind of push the envelope here and there to see exactly how I can do the minimal to get the most when it comes to that. And I did exactly the same when I was competing. There was no different there. So there you have it, guys. This is the best cycle to get ripped. Hope this gave you some value. Comment down below. Please like and subscribe.